Suicide is something that a family survives. It affects you. I got a phone call from our children that I needed to come home because Jocelyn's hurt.
I started screaming to myself. I started screaming my other sister's names, and then like I didn't know what to do at that moment. I think Aaron starts to freak out as well. Angel starts calling Dad.
You know, I get there to find any parent's worst nightmare, and that is your child who's passed away.
Cause I was saying like, where's Jocelyn at? And then I'm like so confused. I'm like, you talking about like, is she upstairs? I'm confused.
You know, I know you just told me that my daughter's dead, but what other things? It was so hard to accept that was real, and so that alone became the tough thing, is to accept that this has happened. And then you're also trying to piece together, what your children who have survived this are going through. You can feel all types of different things. It can spill over, and so that other people in the family begin to think the same thing. I learned this, is that she was fighting this, and that she actually didn't give up. It was something that she was fighting against. She had fought it for a while. And so then I had to learn as a parent to release her, to let her go, and not make her life about how she died, but how she lived. We are a church-going people, but that Sunday we weren't going to go. It just increases the pain. And so we said, we're going to show up late and we'll leave early, but let's be consistent. This is who we've been. And they agreed, and so we went. And when we went, there was something that happened that was very unexpected, that I didn't know that we needed. And it was our community. Our community had shown up. Our pastor looked and saw us and announced that we had come in. And this is not about sadness for me. It's really brought a lot of comfort to me. But they stopped the service. The service just stopped. And all the church just came and they huddled. They huddled around us. And they just loved on us, and they didn't say anything wild or crazy. They were just there. I learned in that moment all the hurt and trauma and pain that people go through. You need your community. You need your community more than you know. Your family is your community. Your workplace is your community. The church, the mosque, the synagogue, those folks are your community. Your neighborhood is your community. To let people into the place where you're hurting, let people into the place where you bleed, and you'll find that they'll patch you up in ways that you can't patch yourself up in, that other people in your family can't do it. But together, we get a lot of strength from each other, and that was amazing. And now I'm the pastor of that church, that same church now, and it became a lesson that is part of what we do. We've been partnering with MHA at the church for quite a while. And one of the things that we've been doing is inviting MHA to come in and bring their QPR training. They train our parents, grandparents, our children, all on suicide prevention, which is important. Suicide, of course, is something that we're facing that is detrimental to all of our communities, all of our cultures, all over. But when we're empowered with education, knowledge, understanding, and then also methods of how we can get from point A to point B, where someone says to you that they feel like hurting themselves, they don't want to be here, you get clued into those things that people say that you would miss, and now you don't have to miss them. So if you're able to be a part of the QPR trainings, get involved with MHA and all their programs. If all of the different parts of society, all the different parts of community can come together, like World Worship Church and MHA and your organization, I think we can make a big difference.